You can shade. Oh, man, where is this at, bro? All right, this is like some cylindrical type stuff that I'm doing. And I'm trying to get better at drawing people because I'm not that good at drawing people because I don't know anatomy. Now, what I am or decent at is the shading. So this is all pencil. I've done a little bit of some like marker right here. This was like it's like a chalk marker is the blue. I only have one, so I tried to make a character or two. I don't know if I did. I don't know. He looks more like a blue Gumby, but I don't know if y'all know what Gumby is. So anyway, got that. Got this. Boop. So I've been practicing on my shading a little bit of some. Trying. This is also pencil. The outline is not pencil, but everything else is pencil. Mechanical pencil, not regular pencil. Still number 2 lead 0.7. But anyway, so I'm trying to get better at my shading and stuff. So, I've done other things. I try to use the marker, try to use the art supplies that I had, and then most of this is pen. I tried, messing with other markers and stuff. I didn't really like those, so I did a little bit of that just to try to draw some other stuff. But so really, I'm just trying to get a little bit of practice and doing whatever it is I'm doing. So yeah. Anyway, so today I'm gonna try to draw Patrick. And then I'm gonna try to get him here. Once I get him here, I'm gonna try to see if I can shade him in somewhat of a similar way that I did this. That I did the SpongeBob. So not necessarily realism, but it's like you're gonna see where the light comes from. Which in this side is probably gonna be like the face, and then the rest is gonna be darker area around here, around the armpit, things like that. So I'm gonna try to get that going. Anyway, let's see what's up, man. Now I'm not one of these professional guys. I'm not one of these. These guys that are using all these markers. Even though I do have Posca markers, so I could try to see maybe after all that I can use the Posca to try to. All right, so I'm gonna move you guys over just a tad because I want a little bit more light. A little bit more light right there. That should be good. I kind of want you guys to be somewhere in my area so where you can kind of see what I see, but I can't because of the light. So maybe something like this. Is my arm in the way? It's not really in the way. All right, I can do a little something. All right. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do, trying to copy that, not necessarily copy, but it's gonna be the main shape of this guy is a little like this. You got the gut coming out right. Well, the arm here, boom. The gut coming out here, boom. It's like is the gut kind of going on. This is gonna go a little high because it's just boom, and then this is actually not that big, so it kind of gets smaller up there. It can curve, not necessarily curve, but it's gotta be a little smaller. So boom, and then this kind of falls back down into the shoulder. I can connect that later. So it's gonna be somewhere maybe here, maybe somewhere there, boom, and then that's gonna end somewhere a little past the pants, his bottoms. This is somewhere around the belly button, which is gonna dictate the direction of his body. So the eyebrows, there's going to be like a little mole here. The eyebrows, 2 Z's. So, and because they're faced that way, it's going to be... I didn't notice they were Z's till just now. And they're both the same way also. Boom. And then I might have to move this one down just to give a little illusion of the going up. And then these two eyes are probably going to go along this top line. And the bottom lines, they're pretty large. They kind of go where the bottom ends, kind of where it cups on that, and then here is going to be the mouth area. All right. So that's what I got so far. Boom. Not necessarily too many things going on, but it's a rough outline. So anyway, let's keep going. What's next? Maybe here's the gut right here. It kind of finishes off. I'm gonna have to redo that. Then there's the pants, the trousers. It's a double line for the trousers. We don't have to do that. And then from the tip, boom, down. From these down here, it bulges out a tiny bit just to show that he's large, and then that's that. So we're gonna cut that off right there. So his eyeballs are here, pretty large eyeballs, probably right at the end of the eyebrow. So the eyeballs are gonna be in here. The main one is going to be the first one, and they're larger at the top half than the bottom half. It's almost like an upside down egg. So in about a top third is going to be the eyebrow, and because he's turned away, this is almost gonna be like a curving, but they don't have it as curving, and they have his eye going past his face, so it's there, and it's way down there. So here's gonna be it's a upside down egg, but the bottom of this is a little more round, a little flatter, a little more flat. So one thing that I don't want to do the same is that I kind of want to show that he is looking and his face is curved. I almost did he's looking that way because that's what he is doing. And this should have been a little fatter. He does have little bigger eyes. Then this one's going to come out. And I'm not going to bring it out all the way over here like that one has it. Because like I said, I wanted it a little bit, not necessarily realism, but I wanted to show that there is some curvature to the situation. So now that the mouth is ready, and this one's just a line, so we can hit it with the little up. It's not even that long. I could shorten it, boom. Possibly shorten it a little more, but might be too much. I'm gonna have to shorten this just a tad and go down. And this is going to connect and go a tiny bit over where this would have been. Let's fatten that up a little. So then, to keep this cylindrical, he might be a little big right here, man. If somebody gave me gifts, thank you. I don't know if you did or not. It just said something like that. Anyway, check this out. That's what we got so far. Holla at your boy. Let's see, what do we got next? Alright, so now we got to make the curvature of his body. A little bit, just to show that he's large, just a tad. And then I like to go with natural movements of my wrist. My bad. All right. Technical difficulties. I've definitely underestimated the bottom half. So let's delete that. Alright, so I kind of wanted it to come right here. And it might even be lower because I kind of don't want a lot, right? That's a lot of curve. Right? Okay, so this is going to be a little boom, and maybe a little curve like this. And then, so I'm going to have to redo some of this arm here. Maybe even a little more up on the forearm because I'm going to get this to come up, boom, end it right there. Here's the top. Well, really, I should make that the bottom. Hold on. Should make that the bottom, so let's make that the bottom. Boom, bottom. Comes out a little bit, this goes in. And we can just follow this line right here, give it a rough little estimate. Rough estimate like we're buying a car. That might be, that was too much on the first part, so like, boom, let's dump that off. Boom. I even think I should take it a little bit further. A tad further, probably like a couple of millimeters or something. Maybe even just like right here. Just finish that off. That might be too far. All right, and the reason why is because I kind of wanted to put his arm a little further down, like this, and end here, right? And then here is where the belly still sticks out, so a little probably around here, a little under the mouth, and something like here we can call it, and then this goes out because this is the stomach. So we can just add a nice... So once we start getting a little more here, then that's when you're going to have to hit the curve right here. So that's where your stomach is. That bulge, I don't really like the bulge, so we're going to try to unbulge it. But remember, this is all going to be pencil. So I'm going to add more pencil later on. So this is what we got so far, and I think we're pretty good. I mean, y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, man. I don't know if people subscribe during here. I don't know none of that, man. But you know, let's go, bro. So anyway, next is let me interact with y'all. Thank y'all for watching, by the way. All right, anyway, so that's what we have so far. Boom. I said we're pretty good. Maybe I got to change up this eye a little because I just saw it on that live, and it was looking kind of frail. I want no frail eyeballs. Alright. So boom, this is what we have so far. Let's add the rest of this bottom. Is somewhere like right here. I'm gonna add a little yadadum to the blotted out. But it immediately curves down. And that's about as low as we're gonna cut that. Boom, and the belly button should be somewhere, if, boom, half of his body, more of his body, maybe here. A little on the lower half, and it's just a little, basically a little smiley face. With the two little lines. And the flowers somewhere along here. I have to look to see what the rest of that looks like. That's crazy that they have that on there. I'm not even putting that on there because that's going to look crazy. So that's what we're not going to do right now. We'll worry about the rest of that when the time comes. So these guys' little moles probably here. Here. I'm going to fix the moles later. He has one somewhere around here. Maybe a little lower here. Right there. He has one somewhere here. Another one here. Boom, maybe one of his hand right here. I should probably cut that off a little bit too. That one might be too big. Too big compared to the other one. And then they just average size. Average size. Boom. I can fix the orientation of the eyeballs later. I mean the eyelids. Because the eyelids are messing with me a little bit. I feel like I need some of those X-Acto knife erasers. I can even fix that eyeball later too. So, boom. Next. I mean, that was pretty good, actually, if I do say so myself. Maybe his head could be a little bit longer. I'm probably going to make the head a little... I mean, that was pretty good, actually, if I do say so myself. Maybe his head could be a little bit longer. I'm probably going to make the head a little long. They don't get that. Anyway, so, knock this off a little bit here. So, bigger. Right. Just a little bit. And... is that too big? That's too big. So let's take this down. Just a notch. My bad, I'm real big on the proportions, so that should be alright. I appreciate everybody who liked the live. A good amount of people liked the live. I didn't expect that. I appreciate y'all. If y'all can hit the subscribe or the follow or whatever, that'd be great. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Real Time with Raphael. I'm not drawing on there though, but y'all should go check it out. So, now that I have the orientation of where and everything is that he's going to be, I think it's time to make it official on where everything's going to be. So, let me get, I got a marker somewhere around here. Let me just leave y'all with this. Leave y'all with that for a second. Alright, I'm not going to use my pasta markers for that right now. Hold on, give me a sec. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, form, by anything. Anything or anybody. So, alright, got this. Don't worry about what brand this is, because it's not about brands. It's just about having fun, drawing, doing what you like to do, and doing what you want to do. So, here you go. Pen. So, no more, well, not no more, but right now, we're not going to do any lead pencils. Strictly this. Now, normally, I like to try to see if I can, and it bleeds through, I think, a little. Nah, so it's cool. So once I get this outlined, maybe I should erase some of this stuff, actually, before I outline it. Just to make sure, not only do I have the proper placement of everything, but you want to have the final outline clear. Because if it is unclear, then I mean, where are you going with it? Alright, boom. Down with that. Time for this. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. I'm going light strokes. and not because I don't want to bleed through the paper. Might have to outline it with the Poscas later on, just to cover up some of that terrible line work. Oh, and then those are just dark pink, so I shouldn't have even colored that. Oh no, messed up a little bit. Because I was on the freestyle right there since I messed up. Alright, let's get this on. Boom. It's basically Patrick right there. Boom, Patrick Star. Bruh. The real Patrick Star, you dig? Ain't no faking. Holla at your boy, man. Now, done with this. Shit. Alright. Now, back to this. Time to shade this dome. But first, we need a little quick snack break. Alright, so, now you gotta remember, okay, Shake, he's a 3D star here. So when it comes to his body, you gotta remember, it's like that. So, let's look at where the light's gonna come from. Here, we can make the light come from here. AKA, should we do up top, or should we do from the front? So, I've already done from the front, and this is what it looks like. So, if y'all want to see some shading from the front like this, then I can do that here. Just have the light come from that way. But, what I haven't tried is the light coming from up this way. So if the light comes from up this way, then the shading would be more or less diagonal this way. Y'all got any ideas? From the front or from the side? Or I can even do from the back. And it's more like an ominous look because that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so light's going to come from this direction. So the light is going to be somewhat from here. Light box pointed that way. Boom. That's where light's going to come from. Bing, bing. So, if light's coming from here, there's going to be... This is where all the shade's going to start at. Remember, because he's a 3D shape, that's where it's going to be at. So it's going to come from here, and it's just going to get darker and darker as it goes down. So should I leave that much, though? That little? Should it be like this? Because this still has to be dark right here. This is the bottom half of it. Alright, so that's where the guideline of the shading is going to be. Let's kind of make it a little more prominent because I have to know where I'm starting from. Boom. This doesn't necessarily wasn't shaded there, so we can do a little something like that. Boom. So, I mean, y'all hit that like, man. Y'all hit that like and let me know, man. So, here. Boom. So this is going to be, it's going to be extra dark here because of his arms. Extra dark here because of his arms. So today we're going to be doing some hatching and cross hatching. I don't do the squiggly lines. And my cross hatching is always cross hatching from where, like the 3D, how, where, you know, like It always curves. It's always curving. Because he's a big man. Big man thing. And the more you go over a certain area, the darker it's going to be. I do cross hatching. Cross hatching. And my cross hatching is always in the form of whatever it is that I'm drawing. So it's never going to be cross hatched in two odd directions because that's not what their form is. So like I said, where you go the most. Boom. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, or the follow or whatever. Because I mean, if you are still watching, you might be learning a little something. If you want to see more, let me know. I have other videos that are not drawing videos, but if everybody likes the drawing videos, I'll just draw. And I'm not the best. I'm not the best artist. I'm not any of that. I'm just a regular guy, man. Let's get all of this somewhat shaded first. And if y'all want to keep seeing me drawing live, man, hit that follow button, man. TikTok don't be showing my videos like they show your favorite artist videos or whatever other YouTube videos that y'all be watching, man. They don't be promoting my stuff like they promote your favorite people's stuff. So. I know y'all might be like, man, you ain't even cross hatching. I'm not cross hatching yet because I'm just starting to get all of this situated. And y'all don't see the cross hatching yet. Whoa, I'm going to now though. I always like to turn the paper because I want to keep my consistency, my strokes consistent. You can't really keep your strokes consistent if you're trying to keep angling your elbow and angling all these things. So also, this is going to need a lot more shading in this area right here. Now this has to have enough cross-hatching shading to kind of do away with most of the white in there. So most of the heavier hatching is going to be left and right, or to the form. To the form of whatever it is that I'm drawing. So that's why the heavier hatches, barely though, are going to be from around. It's round, it's curved, it's not. So this is what I got so far, y'all. Hit that like and follow, man, if y'all liking what I got going on so far. The stomach ain't looking that cool right now, but I might get my Osmo Pocket 3 to get that from a different angle and a different perspective. But how do y'all like that, man? Let me know. Hit that follow button, y'all. Y'all haven't hit that follow button yet, man. Hit that follow button. Y'all go check out my YouTube at Real Time with Raphael. So now that I got most of it, right, shaded initially, that's going to be it for now. Yeah, I'm about to finish this up on my YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, Real Time with Raphael. I got gaming videos on there. I got all kinds of stuff, man. Holla at me.